Let me hit you guys with injury report real quick. The only player that's been ruled out is Kendall Lamb. Burnett, Higgins, Hubbard, Redwine, Ward, Williams. We're listing all of them as questionable. Everyone else is expected to play.
All right, guys, I think we've had a good week of preparation. The attention to detail picked up a lot this week. Not that it wasn't that way before, but our scout teams gave a terrific look this week. So, any questions?
Good to see Chris be able to put 2 days back-to-back. Did he look better today than he did yesterday?
Yeah, I thought he moved around better today, and it is good to have him back out there, and we'll see where it is at game time.
How much of a difference does Rashard Higgins make to have him out there, especially with that chemistry he has with Baker?
Well, Hig is he's played a lot of football around here over the past 4 years. So, anytime you do away with an experienced guy that has made plays in big time situations, I mean, of course, but we've got other guys that can play as well. So.
And have you been happy with what Damian Ratley's done?
I have. I've been real happy with Rat, and he didn't have the. He missed most of training camp, so getting him back right before the start of the year was big for us. So he just needs to continue to get better each day.
You talked about needing to put the guys in better spots. I'm not asking for the detail of the game plan or anything, but do you feel like what you've been able to come up with this week will have that effect on Sunday?
I think we try to do that every week, so we'll see.
Do anything different this week?
No.
What's allowed you guys? I know the opener was a little. Henry had some yards, but you guys have been pretty good at stopping the run. I know Steve made that a huge point of emphasis at the start of the season. What's allowed you guys to be a little bit better than you were last year when you were pretty poor against it?
Well, I think we practiced tackling. I think the tackling's been better. Not as many missed tackles. These guys have put a lot of time and hard work from a coaching perspective and player perspective to amp up the importance level of just tackling, one-on-one tackling. And I think Steve and those guys on that side of the ball have done a great job of that, and the players have bought into that's how you're successful defensively, is making the tackles that are there.
Freddie, I know early in the week you said that the division goes through Baltimore in your mind. What's your message to your players about the importance of the AFC North, of playing in the AFC North and the division games and how they're weighted and all that?
Well, it's it's very simple. Anytime you division games count twice really, because you get the win, of course, but then you also hold a tiebreaker. So they're more important. So it goes through Baltimore because they're the last division champions, and they've had a heck of a year so far. They've playing very well on each side of the ball and in special teams. I don't know what there is not to like about Baltimore. They're tremendous in all areas.
On a personal level, any sense of unfinished business or whatever phrase you would use to, from the finale last year, you want to get over that hump and.
No, two teams were never ever the same. This is a totally different team. Baltimore's a totally different team. So yeah, no.
What does Marquise Brown kind of allow that offense to do, or what kind of different dynamic does he give it?
Well, it gives them a tremendous presence on the outside, a vertical threat that they had last year with John Brown and a couple of other guys. But he's got tremendous speed, good ball skills, catches the balls that are there around to be made. He's a good wide receiver in this league.
Jarvis brought up you want to find plays we're comfortable with, and that sort of took me back to last year when Antonio was talking about how you had the offensive linemen writing up those plays they liked on the card. Are you still doing that? That's
every week. I don't change. It's every week. I want guys confident in what they're doing, and so that will always be the case.
Just the offensive line?
In the run game, in the running back.
Is it all together? It's just one, right?
Well, I like to know why. and the specifics and why. And if there's something they don't like about something, I want to know why also, because that builds a resume for the type of things that they like. And I don't want to make it sound like it's just the things that they like. I want things that they're confident in, and it's more so that than anything. And if they're not confident in something that I believe in, it's my job to make them confident.
Tough place to play. I mean, Harbaugh's got they've got a great record there under him. I mean,
I think every place in the NFL is hard to play. Anytime you get on the road, it changes the dynamics of what you do on a Saturday per se. So, but I think our guys have done a good job of adapting to any situation. We've been put in that situation a lot. So they've done a good job of adapting, but Baltimore is an incredibly hard place to play, and especially inside the division.
About your guys' penalties, but they're up around the league. Do you feel like the game's being called differently this year, and that's kind of the way it's going to be?
Yeah, I don't mean to take the easy road out there, but I can't control that. We've got to play within the rules. We got to use our techniques. We can't do anything after the whistle, and we can't do anything before the whistle. I worry about the plays before the whistle and after the whistle more so than during. Sometimes things just happen during the course of the play that you can solve from having better technique. But the plays before the whistle and after the whistle are the ones I'm concerned about, because that's composure or focus.
what do you think of Miles this past week against the Rams, and is there anything more gratifying about how the strip sack that he had came at tackle and on the left side, and kind of you guys moving him around is paying off?
Well, I think, that's the goal with Miles, is to move him around, OV and him, switch up, switch sides, so they can't get a beat on anybody in particular. And it just makes you harder to game plan against if you've got a guy with the ability to do that. And Miles certainly does that. And I expect Miles to just keep getting better and better.
We've talked many times about your belief that the defensive line would be the strength of the team. Do you think that group has kind of fulfilled that expectation you had so far?
Not yet, because we're not finished with the season. I want them to keep getting better every day, every week, and then see where we're at the end of the year. That's the only thing I worry about.
What are you going to do to ensure that pre-snap penalties aren't an issue for you guys on Sunday?
I don't coach those. They're brought on by lack of focus and concentration, and we try to practice the fact that you're really not concentrating or focusing if you get a pre-snap penalty, because you don't. I mean, we only ask them to count to 1, 2, or 3. So if it's after that, it's just lack of focus.
So the focus point of this week to remain focused pre-snap, is that something?
That's always a focus. When they jump off sides during training camp, they run and touch the goalpost. So.
The guys that you listed questionable, and didn't practice at all this week, is that tough for you to say, yeah, you can go ahead and play Sunday if you haven't practiced?
It is, but at the end of the day, it's my ultimate job is to get the best players on the field. So that's something that you struggle with as a coach sometimes, and you have to weigh the good and the bad and see where it's at.
Nate's question. Sheldon's obviously was one of the big additions to the defensive line. How, through 3 games, has he looked to you?
Sheldon's been very active. He's created some opportunities for other people, and I think overall Sheldon's bringing to the table exactly what we thought he would.
Good. Quick thing, when you have a running quarterback like Jackson, do you have to be less aggressive in the pass rush just in case he takes off, or?
Well, you have to be more focused and have better concentration and discipline to stay in your rush lanes. And you have to use your eyes very well. And that exemplifies it when you have a quarterback with the skill set that Lamar has. It really causes you problems from the standpoint of if you take your eyes off your responsibility, it could be a big play instantly.